So this is the north side of the ferry dock. I don't know if you can see Pask Ave from here, and it would push out. You can see that it would interfere with the North Bluff houses on Seaview, not to mention the ones behind those houses. And we'll move up for a bit so you can see how it's also right across from the Lookout Tavern, where partygoers and revelers may wander out onto the dock, the pier. So here is where the proposed location on the north side of the ferry dock would be. Here's the Lookout Tavern. Across the street is the Mujabber House, and right across from Pask Ave, which is between these two buildings, is where this pier would be. And if we swing around to the ocean side, you can see
I've done a couple of,
that it would be right, basically right in front there.
Out by that little...
Yeah, actually even closer than the buoy. And if you swing around, you can see the distance between the High Line and the ferry dock. And of course the pier would be in between there somewhere. So basically this is the SSA boat. You can see how far bumped out it is to the north. It actually takes up way much more space than the boats on the other side, and forces the pier to be further over. And that's another reason mitigating against doing it on this side. So this is the other side. This is the south side of the ferry dock, which is taking up much less space, is much less bumped out than the other side. And here's the fast ferry. It's coming in on the south side, still not taking up as much room as the big fat Steamship Authority ferry on the north side. So you can see from the wake where it came in from, and that's still a considerable distance from where the pier would be. Okay, so now we're standing on the ferry dock looking down at, is that Pay Beach? I think that's Pay Beach. Looking down at Pay Beach, which has got to be at least, what, 200 yards from here before it becomes a beach, which is not as reported. Presumably if we put a pier down here, we would interfere with swimmers. There's no way you can interfere with swimmers. All you can interfere with is a bunch of really ugly asphalt, which is holding up this bluff. And if the proposed idea of a pier were to be, you know, far enough out, it would be somewhere between the Civil War statue, which is to our right, and the church by the police station. And as you can see, there's plenty of town parking. And we also have plenty of buffer zone between the pier and any noise it might produce and the residential housing. There's a park, there's several rows of staging, there's a big fat sidewalk, and there's a nice hump of bluff. It is still, however, close enough to the bathrooms so that handicapped access is still available. So here we're just showing the buffer zone between a pier and the housing. You can see to the right that we have a police station. The Oak Bluffs Police would be very handily available if anybody got rowdy. And there's a church next door to it. And again, if we were to have a pier on this side, we'd have public transportation. You can see the Oak Bluffs bus pulling out, and there's a taxi stand right here. So if we're serious about providing something for the handicapped, this would make a lot of sense. And as you can see, we're still considerably distant from the beach.